Hello, this is international football commentator Derek Ray, and make no mistake, this is your source for all things black and gold. Football just wouldn't be football without Berwick Rangers. Stand by for this edition of the Let It BRFC podcast.
On the Let It BRFC podcast, I'm Adam Hunter and I'm joined this week on co-hosting duties by Nathan Thompson. Hi Nathan, how are you?
Hello, very well, thanks Adam. Yourself?
Great, thank you very much, yeah. So we've got two guests on this week. We have club captain Euan Smith. Hi Euan, how are you?
Not bad, thanks, how are you?
Yes, I'm very well. And we also have top goal scorer Jordan Sinclair. Hi Jordan, you alright?
I'm alright, yourself?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you very much. So we'll start off with Nathan. We started with our live streaming at the weekend, and that's sort of your baby, if you like. How did that go?
I'll take the credit for my baby because it worked okay. Had it not, it was Dave's fault, right?
Yeah.
No, I think it was stressful to say the least. It was the most stressful week I've had in my 9 months here, leading up to Saturday. But in the grand scheme of things, I'm pretty happy with how it went. It could have been a disaster. I think we avoided that. I think we got the first hour pretty much solidly okay. I think commentary was in and out, but these are all things to work on. We did, as a group, decide to give away free with thanks to the supporters club and supporters trust, as it was inevitable that something wouldn't go as we expected. You know, we tested it, and we've done a few test events at local games, just trying to practice. But you never know until you're there on the day. We've seen that last night with even the Spartans. You know, they tweeted they tested and it all worked. You come to the game and something just isn't the same and doesn't work. So I think the most important thing is we got Jordan's goal. We got it with a pretty spectacular commentary from the guys. So that's a win in its own. I'll take that. So pleased with how that went. We learned our lessons. We sent a survey out over the last week. We'll be looking at the results of that tomorrow. Actually, is a meeting to review what needs to be improved. You know, some of the feedback we've been getting are people think it was, you know, some people want it to be zoomed in, some prefer it where it was. So I think to be honest with the fans, we're never going to get it perfect. We're not Sky Sports. Although one of the pieces of feedback which I'll take as a compliment was someone wrote in saying the TV company who provided it needs to up the game. Well, given it's me and two mates on an iPhone, I'll take that as a compliment. I mean, we're doing all right. I'm going to be at Sheffield again over the next few days doing some more tests, rerunning things and seeing how we get on. So yeah, all in all, pretty happy with it, but still some work to go. It's not easy. I naively thought it would be easy. I thought, you know, Facebook Live, right? How difficult can it be? Turns out when you want to do it properly, it's more difficult. But the other thing I would add to it is it's been a real team effort across the board. You know, for those who've seen any pictures, we got a pretty cool forklift tractor thing from Dougie Youngif to help get good angles. So everyone's been pulling different strings to make it happen. Yeah. So in terms of effort to get it set up, you know, Adam, you were a man in the stands effectively. You were at home helping us keep going. It was a 4-man effort just on laptop to run it, and then we had the two guys out filming. And so yeah, very much a team effort. And let's hope it keeps up. Really, we want to keep doing it. We want to improve it, and we just got to see how it goes.
In terms of the feedback, obviously you're looking to package that and move forward. It's a week on Saturday, our next home game. I would imagine there'll be some form of line of how the commentary went. We had sort of club legend John Coughlin on co-commentary with George Thompson. For me personally, I was, as you were saying, I was watching it from home, and I loved having those guys doing the commentating. I think it definitely added a lot to it. Is that something that I'll be looking to continue?
Yeah, absolutely. If we're honest, it's one of the more difficult technical things to deliver. Hence, fans would notice the first 10 minutes or so were a bit flaky. But in terms of, we asked a question, and 65% of people have said, yeah, that they really think that adds to the product. So I think George did an excellent job and has probably landed himself a seat as first team commentator. So we'll see who else will be around to be co-commentator. I do think the mission for the year is to get Derek Ray to do one, and that's got to be our goal, right? He's a fan ambassador. That would be pretty cool. but we'll see if we can make that happen at some point.
Tweeted about your goal as well, Jordan, didn't he?
I seen him tweet about that. I never actually knew who it was until someone says last night he was ambassador for the club.
Aye. He'll be on FIFA next.
He'll start telling you he's already been on FIFA.
What was your rating on FIFA?
Probably about 30.
Wunderkid. That's what I'll be on. You and yourself, you got married in the summer. Like, what are you here to do it?
I know. We got married in Ireland as well, so the restrictions over there were even tighter than they were in the UK. So you had to quarantine if you were going into Ireland from the UK for 2 weeks. So we were all coming from over here, obviously, my mum and dad and my brothers and everyone. So it was a bit stressful sorting all that. It was actually my wife that did most of it, so I'll give her the credit. I'll say that a wee bit louder so she can hear that as well. No, but so the hotel had cancelled my parents and my brother the week before the wedding as well, so they had nowhere to stay. Luckily, I don't know how it came about. They managed to get an Airbnb house, and it was like a kind of cash thing off the books. So we all got it sorted, and it was a really good day. Yeah. Luckily, we had a small guest list to start with.
Right.
So there was only Lauren's family and my family that were actually going to go. So nothing really changed. On that sense, it was just really the travel. And
in terms of being back at the club, how's the mood been in the squad?
I think this year's actually already been better than last year. We've gotten a few new faces, and everyone just seems to have clicked and they've gelled really well. The standard of training's been better. People are actually pushing one another and demanding standards, which it didn't really happen as much last year. So the mood around the camp's it's really good. It's a good bunch of boys, and I think we'll do well once we get the ball rolling, really.
We've had 2 games so far, so we've had the 1-0 win against Burlington at the weekend, and this is recorded on Wednesday, so we played Spartans last night and lost to a late goal. What's your thoughts been on the game so far?
I think the Vale leaving game, it was first game of the season. It was a bit maybe nerves from the boys, but we didn't perform as well as what we could have. Vale probably had a good game for their standards, but we were miles off it, and we still managed to get the goal, obviously, from Sinclair. It was a bit of a fluke, but I mean, it went in. But we actually held the game out, and we defended well, and as a unit we were really good and strong. And then from last night, I think we were unlucky. We were solid. We didn't look like we were losing any goals at all, and it's just a lack of concentration. Maybe that's last minute or so, someone not following a runner just kind of, well, that loses you the game, really. But it was positives to take from it. We were better passing-wise than Saturday. I think we just need to work on that. And the goals, we need to shoot more probably, but I think that'll all come.
What were you booked for? I saw the yellow card come out, and I didn't see the sort of stream was jumping all over the place. So I didn't really see what it was for.
Luckily, the microphones weren't that close. I got fouled, and I was having words with the ref, and he wasn't happy about it. So just leave it at that.
I'll say no more.
Yeah, getting into a similar thing against Vale, wasn't it? You got a bit of a tasty debate with a few players.
Yeah, no, the one against, it was actually a bad tackle against Vale. That's what the ref said. That's what I got booked for. And then last night was just I shouted at the ref a wee bit too much there because he gave a decision against us, which was really obviously our ball, and he wasn't happy about it. So he said he said to me, "One more and you're going in the book." And I said, "Aye, all right then, ref," and walked away. And then that was it. That was me.
I think you get away with a bit more being captain in that league, but
yeah, no, I didn't even think I'd said anything bad. I'd swore, but I didn't swear at the ref. That's the thing. And he said, "You're not allowed to swear." And I was like, "I'm not swearing at you. I was conversationally swearing because I'm annoyed at your decision, but he still went ahead and booked me. So, oh well.
I know the Vale's Twitter feed would have you think that they were hard done by, not us.
Oh, I know. Actually, some of the boys were reading that out after the game and they were saying that we won't even comment on the refs' decisions and all that. It's a load of rubbish. Terrible.
That tweet has since been deleted. They retracted it.
Has it actually?
Yeah.
Well, when we were on the pitch, their boys were saying, "Oh, they've only had one shot on goal and they've scored one goal." And I asked Dougie after the game, I was like, "Do you have any shots?" And he was like, "Maybe one the whole game." I was thinking, they're at it.
In the new system, you seem to be playing a little bit deeper. I think in the commentary actually at the weekend, John Coughlin had mentioned about you taking the ball from the centre half, and he said expect to hear a lot of that over the course of the game today. How are you finding playing there?
We've gone more of a diamond shape now. That's what we've been playing the past couple of games. So I'm base of the diamond. Sinky's been on the left, and then it's been Granty's been on the right. I like playing there. It's good. You get when teams back off, you do get a lot of the ball because you can drop deep and get on it, turn and pass the ball. But like Tuesday night there, when they were high pressing, it was quite difficult to get on the ball because they had one of the boys sitting in the hole. So every time we got on it, there was a man on me, which was quite frustrating. But so far, so good. I enjoy playing there. A wee bit less running. Got Sinky to do my running.
No running for me, aye.
No, but yeah, it's good. It's good.
There was one move against Stenny. I was at the Stenny game, and it was like a 1-2 between you and Callum, and you must have ran from deep, and you knocked it at the goalkeeper. And that's the best passenger play I've seen Berwick play for a long, long time.
Yeah, I remember that one. It was very good. It started inside our half as well, and then the ball came into me, and I played it to Callum, and then got it back further up the field. I dinked it over the defender's foot, and then tried to shoot, and it was just like I put it right at the goalie's feet, thinking, "Oh, he'll jump over it or something," and it just saved it.
I think the follow-up was cleared off the line, wasn't it?
Aye, it was. Yeah.
What's it like playing with Callum? I've been at a few of the games today, and it seems like you give it to him and it just sticks for a while. It must be helpful, right?
It's handy having a striker up there that you can just maybe play a ball around the corner into just an area even, and he's going to be there, or when you do pass it into his feet, it's going to stick and it's going to allow boys to actually get up and help. So he's actually that side of his game is really good. And it makes our life a lot easier when you know that the ball's going to stick up there.
Euan said to me before I even signed, I spoke about Callum, he's just saying it's good, but like he's always just pinning defenders, and it does make a midfielder's life much easier when you know you've just got someone that you look forward and he's always going to be there. Makes it our life much easier. Yeah,
he always wants the ball early as well, doesn't he?
He wants it to feet, doesn't he? You'll hear him a lot
at training if you don't get into his feet.
Nah, he's actually that's a good part of his game, and also he can head the ball as well. So if in doubt, you just kind of put it up to him at his head, and he'll win a flick on for someone to run on. So he's got that. He loves a Cruyff as well. Don't mention the Cruyff to him because he'll go on about how he just loves a Cruyff and inside the box and shoots.
I'm taking all of this out, by the way, because I know if Callum listens.
he'll be trying to sneak in on this Zoom to actually to hear what he's doing.
How is he managing to keep it intact now? He's won 2 man of the matches in a row.
I wonder how many Twitter accounts he's got.
He said that before the game. Actually, he said I'll just keep going from Saturday. Just get another man of the match. So I called that one before the game.
How are you finding playing in the diamond yourself, Sinky?
I like playing a diamond, but I probably prefer playing Euan's position, like less running about. But I think
you're 23-year-old. Shut up.
I think last night the way the game kind of went, it was more of a flat four, and probably suited us better to pass the ball because we were able to get Jack and Grant a bit wider. I think that was maybe a bit of a problem for us on Saturday. We never had much width in the game, but that was down to the way they played as well. They kind of made it difficult for us to get out, but I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying playing in it so far anyway.
Yeah. You mentioned Jack Wright. I talked to Kevin Haynes earlier today, name dropping that because me and him are pals. And he was saying that Jack Wright, he thought, had his best game in a Berwick shirt yesterday.
I thought Jack was really good yesterday. Caused them a lot of problems. Especially the first half, he was kind of probably most of our good play kind of came when he was involved, I would say.
Mm-hmm. He's busy, isn't he?
He's got some engine on him as well. He's just doesn't stop running.
Let him do your running.
He'll do it for
towards the end.
Wow.
Nah, Jack did well last night. He did. That was the best game I've probably seen him as well. When Jack's not got time to think and the ball's at him and he's got players around him and he just has to just do what comes naturally, he's good. He's really good at that. The more time Jack has to think, the worse it is for him.
So you and Jordan know each other prior to your time from Berwick. Where do you know each other from?
Sinky used to clean my boots at Hibs. and then he got promoted to actually cleaning my boots at Brecon. No, were you there my last season, or was it for the 2 seasons?
Well, I remember we were at under 14s and we used to always go to. Euan's obviously a few years older than me, but we used to always have sessions, like sports science sessions at Edinburgh College. At Telford. So I knew him early doors from there without playing with him. But it wasn't till under 20s that we started playing together and we just became best friends from there.
And then when was it? We were at Brecon together for 2 years, 2 seasons. And then Sinky went to Edinburgh City and I came to Berwick, and now he's following in the footsteps.
Aye, one of the reasons I'm here today.
He can't leave me alone.
So was that a big influence behind the move, Jordan?
To be honest, it was kind of. Well, I knew the gaffer from when I was at Livingston as well, but obviously I speak to Euan, and Euan was like, I knew the gaffer was interested, and Euan was telling me to come. Just spoke about some of the boys and who they were going to be bringing in as well. So it kind of was an appealing move for me.
You are quite close as well. Do you spend a lot of time away from football together?
Sometimes, aye.
Aye.
We've been on a fair few nights out, and then Sinky says, "Cause my son's got ginger hair, he's the real dad." So I get every time I'm on the FaceTime, he's like, "Hey, it's Daddy." Even though he's not even got ginger hair. It's blonde.
It's very nice.
So adamant he's the dad. Yeah.
I'm just his uncle.
Yeah, nah, he'll come up to the house and chill with us and get a Chinese or whatnot and just sit about. We'll go out for a coffee now and again.
Club 1881 is your opportunity to be part of a community of Dream Team supporters, helping to transform the club's financial fortunes. For just £18.81 per month, you can help your club become a more sustainable one, safeguarding the future of Berwick Rangers Football Club and building a solid foundation for the club to target future success from. Club 1881 members receive access to exclusive JERS content ranging from podcasts to videos, player interviews to meet the management team sessions, newsletters to club shop sales and more. And if that wasn't enough, all Club 1881 members will gain free admission to all home Lowland League fixtures, where they might even scoop a £200 jackpot through the bond scheme number, also included in their membership fee. To become a Club 1881 member today, simply head to berwickrangers.com/shop/Club 1881. One team, your team, dream team.
So, think you've joined in the summer. I know we've had a brief interview after the Stenny game.
Yeah.
But it's been somewhat of a strange summer. How have you found it being at the club so far?
I've enjoyed being at the club so far, but it was a bit stop-start. When we first came back, you could only train in groups of 3 or 4 separately and only for an hour. So it was kind of, you weren't really getting as much as you could have out your sessions as you normally would in a pre-season. And then we had that 2-week break where it was called off completely. And then when we came back from that, that's when we kind of started getting into some pretty tough sessions. We're down Gullen Beach and stuff, so that was a tough one as well. And then the games kind of been thick and fast from there as well, which is what we need. But I said as well, we've had, it's like probably about a 5-month break, which is the longest break anyone will have. So I think everyone was pretty glad to be back at it.
Yeah. And so Euan mentioned earlier was about a few of the boys being nervous for the first game of the season. I hadn't really thought about that. It's a long build-up, isn't it?
Yeah, I think pre-season games as well, you can never look too much into pre-season games the way you play or team results anyway, because it's psychologically you're not.
Yeah, it's a different sort of game, isn't it?
It's a completely different kind of game from a competitive game. So
you'll try things that you wouldn't maybe.
Aye.
Even from my position, so I'm fairly new to the club, but I was at most of the home pre-season games, and then just the feeling in the ground, and there's only 20 or 30 of us there doing different things, but even it just felt really different on that first game of the season, and the intensity was up. It was good. Yeah, it was definitely something in the air you could feel.
About 8 months or so it's been without a game, hasn't it? Yeah, about 8 months. So I think it's your mindset changes when you go into like an actual competitive game. So to switch from friendlies and just training, which has been it's been 8 months ago since the last competitive game, to then switch back onto that mode, you feel different. You are a wee bit more anxious. You maybe not try something that you would in a friendly match, just because you do know it's competitive and it's for points. So I think everyone had maybe a little bit of that feeling in them before Saturday, and we were just we didn't move the ball as freely as what we were doing in pre-season games, even against the likes of Stenny and Rafe and all that. We weren't as like free flowing and neat on the ball. I think it is down to that, the nerves and everything. But
there was a definite release when they're going, and I watched the celebrations back on the now infamous GIF. And it is genuinely everyone, even if they're not directly involved or near the action. It was an emotional release of thank God that one's done, out the way almost. The first goal's done.
Exactly. Yeah, that's that thank God kind of thing. Yeah.
I think as well the way the game was, I think we knew we weren't at the best, so it was kind of like we've got that goal and it was something to hold on to till, which we done. But I think as well we had chances, probably 3 or 4 good chances to properly see off the game, but never took them as well. And I think that's probably just down to match fitness as well and getting back into swing of games.
Yeah.
What's it like without fans? Did it feel different, or were you so focused on the task at hand?
I think I sometimes
don't really notice it.
Because I'm so concentrated on games, I sometimes forget there's folk. Even you do forget there's folk there because you're just so concentrated on the game. So I think eventually you will notice it, like before the games and stuff. Before and after the games, you definitely notice it. So it is a miss. Like,
yeah, it must be strange. Did you say you don't really notice it either, Euan?
Not too much, nah, not really. No. Not unless I'm right on that touchline and someone's giving me pelters.
I heard through the stream last night there was some stick that was getting thrown from the stands.
Oh, is there?
Yeah. Oh God.
It was probably
no, not at Euan, just in general. Mainly the referee.
I don't blame them. I was one of them. I was one of them.
You was one of them.
So you mentioned the game on Saturday. Obviously, you've scored the goal. I don't know if you've heard the commentary where they're saying surely it's a bit far out to be taking a shot from here.
Oh, it was actually I never heard the goalie, but I heard someone in the wall. The goalie apparently says put another one in it, and the boy behind the wall, I've heard him saying he's got no chance. So that's the only reason I scored it. I wouldn't have bothered otherwise.
Good stuff. And last night you were at Spartans. Obviously, that was your home ground last season. How was it being back?
I like playing at Spartans. It's a good wee setup. Astro's been relayed as well, so it was a wee bit boggly before, but last night we were able to pass the ball, especially in the first half. I think we passed it brilliantly. So it was good to be back there.
I was there last season on the Friday night game. I don't know if you remember it, Euan, where we got beat.
I was there. The coldest night ever.
Yeah, we came back onto the pitch after half time and it was frosted over.
Aye.
It was horrible. But I think like yesterday was just a world away from how we played that night, I think.
Yeah, no.
I think
you said in that the first half we were dominant, I think, with the ball. They did keep it in spells, but all they were really doing was going side to side because they obviously had the width there with playing wingers and their fullbacks quite high. So they were just going side to side, but they weren't coming through us. Like they weren't getting down the sides of us at all, really. But I think most times when we were on the ball and we were passing, when we go side to side, then we'd go forward, we'd hit the strikers, and we'd get in behind them. Mm-hmm. And then we did lack that in the second half, but in the first half we definitely did move the ball well, which is night and day from that last season game.
Mm.
Even at half time, we're coming off and boys coming in at half time or like that, just saying I'm really enjoying this. So I think that says something about how we played in that first half.
Yeah. No, that's great to hear. I think you play better when you do have a smile on your face and you're enjoying it.
Yeah, always.
How would you say Berwick compare against the league clubs that you've been at, Sinky?
I think in terms of part-time clubs, I've been at, well, Euan can say the same, Brecon, it's a brilliant run club. Edinburgh City was a well-run club as well, but from what boys say, what folk do behind the scenes here sounds absolutely brilliant as well.
You played at Shieldfield before, haven't you?
I've played in a few friendlies before, I think, but it was good to play a competitive game on Saturday there and get a goal as well.
Get a first feel for the hill.
Yeah, hill as well. It was good going down that.
How would you like to be in with a chance of winning £1,000 every month? If that sounds appealing to you, because it sure does to me, you need to join Berwick Rangers Supporters Club's monthly draw. For just £5 per month, you'll go into a draw with hundreds of other Dream Team supporters to win the monthly jackpot. In addition to the £1,000 prize, the Supporters Club will be donating £250 each month to a chosen local charity, with the rest of the profits from the draw going to the football club. For details on how to sign up, visit berwickrangers.com or message the Supporters Organisation on Facebook, Berwick Rangers Supporters Club, or on Twitter at BRFC Sup Club. Berwick Rangers Supporters Club, supporting your club and your community.
Great stuff. So the games are coming thick and fast. So we've got Cali Braves that are up next at the weekend. How are you feeling about that, Euan?
Looking forward to getting back out there and actually playing. Personally, I was second half. I was disappointed in how I performed. I could go away from the game thinking what I could have done to actually influence the game more and maybe give us an opportunity to win the game. And yeah, I was disappointed about my second half performance. So I wanted to go out there and I want us to perform like we did in the first half for 90 minutes pretty much. And whilst we're on top, get goals and just be more comfortable in the game. I think once you go into a game and you've actually scored a couple of goals and you've got the momentum, you you're enjoying your football and you just seem to try things with more confidence, and which obviously pay off. But as the game goes on, you're kind of a wee bit more tense. You don't want to lose a goal and all that. You maybe don't try these sort of things, and I think that happened last night. But I think we should just put that behind us and play like we played in the first half for as long as the game as possible.
Yeah, could have gone either way last night. I think if we scored, would have gone on and win the game. But I think it's them fine margins, isn't it? It's that 30 seconds where someone might go to sleep or what have you. What about you, Sinky? How are you feeling about Saturday?
I feel good about it as well. We talked about last night, momentum. If we got that draw, then we go into the game feeling even more confident again. But it's one of those things, we've switched off for 20 seconds, but we know we've done well, so we need to take the positives from last night and just go into that, going with them on Saturday, play as well as we can again, like we did in the first half.
Yeah, Braves are a bit weird, like, 'cause they took a bit of a hammering from Stirling University. Was it last week in the last pre-season friendly? And then last night, obviously they didn't play on Saturday, but last night they got beat off Bonnie Rig, and judging by, I'm only going by Twitter, like, and they said that they're never really threatened. So it'd be interesting to see what they're like at the weekend.
I think we just need to take each game as it comes. I think most games will be hard. I think teams will be hard to break down. I think we were last night, we were really hard to break down. So I'm expecting kind of the same from most teams we play this season.
Is there much of an impact on artificial surfaces versus grass, do you think? Or do you not really see it?
I think last night, when it's a good Astro and it's a wee bit wet, the ball moves about fine. It's probably sometimes better playing on an Astro pitch, but if you've got a dry, bobbly Astro, then you do really notice a difference. I think it affects your game quite a lot. Yeah,
I would imagine with the sort of style of football that we play, we like to on the floor. It probably does suit us better.
A good grass pitch.
A good grass pitch is like Midfield on Saturday was brilliant. So if you're playing on a good grass pitch, then it's ideal. But a wet non-bobbly Astros like last night is good as well.
No problem. Well, that's all the questions I have. Nathan, do you have anything else?
Non-bobbly Astros.
No questions other than just an ask for a win on Saturday. It'd be nice.
I'll do my best.
Cheers.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Just shoot from anywhere.
Did you see Spartans tweet before the game? They were like, they retweeted the goal and like, no free kicks in our half. So yeah, we got people on the ropes. We got them.
Yeah,
I did have one last night, but I thought too much into it, and I made a right mess of it.
Is that why you tried going to the wall?
I tried to go. The way the keeper actually set the wall up, it was easy enough to get around it, but the wind was quite strong blowing into you, so I was trying to. I then thought too much into it and just mucked it up.
Everyone's allowed one.
Aye.
Just one though. Like I had 3 or 4 passes, but that's enough. That's enough for a few games.
That's good though. Well, when I've seen Euan, like, obviously you were good last year, but I'm seeing like the 3 games that I've seen, like you just got so much more influence on the game.
I think I bring that out in him.
Do you know what I feel like it is? A lot of it's trusting your players as well, like being able just to like see the passes. Like maybe last season I'd maybe see a pass that I'd want to play, but I would be unsure whether to play it or not because I never knew what other boys were maybe going to do. Whereas this season so far, I've felt that you're able to, the other boys are on the same sort of wavelengths, and you're able to maybe play that first time pass, whereas before you were taking a touch or 2 touches, and then that pass gets closed off. So I think I'm enjoying it more as well. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Another player that I've seen is Jack Cook. Like
I really like Cook. I think he's seems solid enough. He's good on the ball and just he'll go win everything in there as well. It's been brilliant for us so far, I think.
Yeah.
I think he's outstanding. The 2 games, I think he's been outstanding.
Yeah.
He'll head it, he'll clear it, he'll pass if it is on, and if it's not on, he'll just put it 50 yards down the pitch. So he's actually done really well. Yeah, everyone so far has been quite good. I'd say there's no one really maybe not quite there. Whereas maybe before in pre-season last year, there was maybe some boys maybe kind of borderline not quite there yet, and we had a tight squad as it was, so it was hard to kind of get the performances when boys maybe are getting a bit of abuse off other of the boys for not performing, and they're maybe going into their shells, whatnot. But this season everyone seems confident, and everyone can take a bit of a stick, because it is football at the end of the day. We're growing up at getting shouted at if you're misplacing passes or not, or whatsoever. So I think now this team, they can actually, if you tell a boy it's not good enough, they just turn around and say, yeah, okay, and get on with it. Whereas last season it was boys would go in a huff if you told them that they weren't doing good enough and they had to improve.
One of the comments we got on the feedback form was that this is a very authentic experience in stream, because the microphone picked up quite clearly the bellowing of Mr. Kevin Haynes. So the fans are getting to feel the wrath as well, I guess.
Yeah.
Sharing it.
He doesn't lose it often, but when he does, you'll hear him a mile away. Like,
good stuff. Well, is there anything else that you want to add in, or anything else that you want to talk about?
Yeah, Fozzie's tash. Have you seen Fozzie's tash?
I did notice on Saturday, but I didn't comment.
He looks like White Goodman from Dodgeball.
Even on Saturday, one of the Craig Royston boys were ripping into him at his tash. He's like, "Look at the state of your tash." Absolutely hilarious. He just turned around to him like, "You can't even grow on me."
I like it.
Do you actually like it?
It suits him. Suits him with the hair as well.
Or the perm?
The perm and the tash.
perm. Yeah, he just needs to like curl the ends of his tash now. And then we're on one.
Well, thank you very much for coming on, lads. I really appreciate it.
No bother. Thank
Not
you.
a problem.